I was driving my girlfriend from Akron she went to school at the time. She was going to Oberlin. It's a really liberal school out in the middle of nowhere in Ohio. And I was driving out there, and it's on the way towards the FAA headquarters. Is like in Lorain or Elyria, Ohio. That's where they monitor all the flights for North America or for the United States. And anyway, I was driving out there, and I saw this thing hovering over a house. And it was, I took note because like no fly zone. It was like,
right.
And it looked like a helicopter or something, like because there was a light coming down, but no other lights. And but it was like only 100 feet above this house in the middle of nowhere, right along the same stretch of road where I'd seen this fireball a couple days earlier. And I was driving a stick shift Ford Escort, and I put it in neutral and rolled down the windows as I got closer, and there was like no sound coming from this thing. And my girlfriend had like one of those Nextel phones, the early cell phone, and she turned it on because like you should call someone, like call the police or something. This is insane. And the minute like the screen turned on, this thing just like took off. It didn't go like thousands of miles an hour, but it went really, really fast. It made no sound. It just was like, whoop. That's the only thing I've ever seen. But I still don't know what the fuck it was.
Wow.
But you see weird shit like in Ohio because there's Wright-Patterson Air Force Base there.
Yeah.
One time I was driving, we were on tour. I was driving us and right like for the tree lines on the side of the road, and right I'm just driving and a Harrier just like pops up, like those planes that can kind of just popped up like right maybe 100 yards from the road. But yeah, that's where they apparently keep the alien corpses,
Yeah, that's what they supposedly flew the wreckage from Roswell, New Mexico, to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
It's a good place to keep it because I'm from Ohio and I've never actually been into Dayton, Ohio. So just the outside of Dayton.
If they do still have that there, that's really rude. You should let people see that.
Yeah.
If you guys really did find a fucking crashed UFO, how about a little heads up? It's rude. It's rude that they've had it for so long, and we've just been people go to their grave just guessing.
Don't they say that like the recovered, apparently the recovered materials and stuff, they, in order to not have to turn it over to the public, they keep just giving it to private defense contractors.
Really?
That's who holds the materials. I think that's what.
Well, I would imagine if I was the government and I had a crashed UFO. That's why I'd bring it to the private defense contractors. They're already good at keeping secrets. They already know how to make your weapons, and they know how to do stuff that you don't know how to do. They're doing it for you. Like, it's not like the fucking government themselves makes the missiles. They hire people to make the missiles.
There's this massive building in Akron called the Air Dock. It was built in the late 20s, so they could build blimps because they used to build all the blimps in Akron.
It's incredible. Looks like Star Wars.
I mean, it's fucking nuts.
Because it's right in the middle of a neighborhood.
It rains.
Whoa.
It has its own atmosphere. It rains inside there.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's the most ominous looking structure. It's so fucking long and big. It's like,
holy shit.
Yeah.
That's so big.
And it's like right, it's like you can see it from like the whole south side of the city. But now they have like this crazy perimeter around it. It's Lockheed Martin, I think, controls it. I like, what the fuck are they building in there? But you can't get close to it. You can't get close at all.
What they're building there is probably minor league stuff. The stuff they build out in the middle of nowhere,
that's
in the
what I'm
desert,
saying.
carved into the mountain, that's the scary shit.
That's what I'm saying.
I think most of what people are seeing is a government aircraft.
For
Either
sure.
a drone or something.
That's why they won't even acknowledge the hypersonic missile. Like they just announced that they're like discontinuing research on the hypersonic missile when clearly they must have it must be fully operational.
Yeah, I would imagine they would tell us. Like, they don't have to.
Yeah,
That's one of the most incredible things about the way the government works.
Yeah.
Is that the amount of money that they get. That was the argument for the reason why this hasn't been disclosed. Like, the government doesn't want to come out and say,
Well,
it was the money allocation. Like, you had to have lied to Congress about where the money was going.
Well, someone was saying like it's like the opposite of brinkmanship. Like there's weapons that exist that if other countries knew they existed, would just be such a fucking threat that it would cause a war. Just the idea that someone had something like that no other country had. You know, that you could wield that kind of weapon. So there's
Right.
like these weapons that get invented that have to remain top secret because it would just upend the whole.
I saw that.
It was a fascinating conversation because the way he was describing things with no visible means of propulsion, no technology that we currently know is available could act in the way those things were acting. I wonder if that is what it is, if they have some sort of very advanced drones. And the fact that they seem to be transmedium, they seem to be able to enter into the ocean and then leave the ocean. I wonder if that's something that we have, because these things, they're, you know, one of the ones that he described is like a translucent circle with a black sphere inside of it.
Yes, right.
And that when they updated their radar systems in 2014, they started seeing them all over the place on their systems. And that these people spotted them visually, and that they were behaving in a way like at 130-mile-an-hour winds, were completely stationary. I wonder if those are super advanced drones.
Another problem with these videos is that they're very grainy, blurry. You can't quite make out what's going on. Like the one that it looks like it goes in the ocean, comes back out. It's not clear that it goes in the ocean because the horizon in the ocean is so blurry, right? So I'm a member of this Galileo project at Harvard, run by Avi Loeb, the head of the astronomy department.
I had
there.
Avi on.
Yep, I know.
Yeah.
And he's raising money to put cameras, high resolution cameras, all over the world,
Right.
particularly in the places where people like Graves say they. I mean, when Graves told you we saw these things every day, it's like every day.
Yeah.
There surely must be high resolution photos
But
of these things.
those jets are not designed to take high resolution video. They're designed to fight against enemy jets.
Right.
That's what they're designed for. They're designed to recognize these enemy combatants and engage with them in the most effective way possible. That's not with high resolution digital video.
Right. Well, that would be the solution. We just need better data. Right.
Well, I wonder if they want better data. Now, let's assume.
We do.
The government, but listen, the federal government.
yeah,
Imagine they are running top secret programs using advanced drones and a technology that we're not currently aware of, right? And that the United States government has these. They wouldn't want people taking videos of these things. Why would they?
Right, but everyone has one of these in their pocket. I mean,
Yeah, but you
why don't
can't
we
get
have
digital video of something that's 7 miles away moving at,
right.
the speed of sound.
Well,
You're
that's-
not going to get digital video
That's
of that.
what we want to do with the Galileo project. Is
And
get
according
those
to
cameras up there.
Christopher Mellon, a guy who did work for the Defense Department, he said there are top secret videos and photographs that he's seen or that he's aware of
Yeah.
that are pretty spectacular that
That's-
they
I've-
don't understand.
Right, I've heard him say that. It's like, okay, then let's see them. Well, we
Yeah, but
can't.
why
All right.
would they
Right.
release that? This
Yeah.
is the question. Is like if they, just like the Blackbird, just like the stealth bomber, many of the other projects that they have that were top secret before they became public. Why would they release all that
Right.
information?
Probably
if it's-
wouldn't. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I wonder what that stuff is. And the fact that it happens so often in that very specific area, who knows?
Another thing I was thinking about with the UAPs is in the history of technology, no nation gets very far ahead of any other nation.
Right.
They either back engineer it or copy it or steal the secrets and so on. It's not likely we would have anything that the Russians and Chinese wouldn't be pretty close to having also. Just think of just the development of jets.
Or the development of the nuclear bomb.
The nuclear bomb. I mean, the Russians had, so 1945 was Hiroshima, and 1949 the Russians,
Right.
they stole our secrets, right? So this idea that, these are super advanced drones that we have and the Russians and Chinese don't have, it's not likely they would not know the technology that we know, the physics, the aerodynamics, and the engineering and all that, because they read the same journals. They do the same research we do.
So what do you think it is?
Well, I think it's probably multiple things. I think some of them might be drones that just really high tech drones. Some of them are just blurry videos that are. I think the one of the sphere inside the cube
inside the sphere.
is
Yeah.
probably a balloon.
A balloon?
Yes.
A balloon that stands stationary at 130-mile-an-hour winds?
Appears to stand stationary.
Appears with the
Yeah.
most sophisticated tracking devices
I
that
know,
these
I know.
military
Again,
jets have.
I know these are anomalies. Yeah, so we just need better
But
data.
why would you think it's a balloon?
Well, what else would it be? Okay, it might be, it might be a drone. It's certainly probably not an alien spacecraft.